raving about the win. The second day of 7th grade, I walk into the wrestling room, and I met with this wide-eyed man with a buzz cut who would look more at home as a warden than as a football coach. Jack Ayer, his name, called attendance and set the stage for the head coach, Sandy. Some of the players looked scary, but I didn't really mind because, I mean, quarterbacks don't really get hit that much, right? Yeah, I might take a couple knocks a game here and there, but, I mean, I wasn't going to be on the line or anything. Well, I was known as a fat guy, and from the nickname, you can probably tell, my dream was not going to be realized, and my illustrious career as a lineman began. I felt pretty confident going into freshman year preseason, seeing as I had run a mile or two twice a week and lifted a little bit. As fate would have it, though, not a day passed where the thermostat didn't go under 90, and it turned out running a mile or two twice a week didn't actually put you in peak physical form. I swear that first 6-minute run, which God knows is about 25, almost made me quit. Somehow, mostly out of fear of consequences, I completed the 2 weeks of hell a better man than before. Freshman and sophomore years consisted of JV games and practices, going through the motions and steadily progressing. I always liked the game and made some great memories, like the time Sasha got his foot stuck under the sled, or the Price's team dinners. Sorry, Mrs. Hellman. but I never really understood. But I never really understood what it all meant until junior year, the Hampton Hall game. It was an absolute war for 4 quarters, with countless momentum shifts and hard hits. We always hear sayings like, "It's all about who wants it more." But again, I never really understood the sayings and the emotion until overtime against Hampton Hall. Our first offensive play, touchdown. But we knew we had more work to do. First down, stop. Second down, stop. Third down, stop. Fourth down, stop. And there it was. Pure ecstasy. I can honestly say I've never been happier in my life than after that play. Running back to our bench and celebrating with my team, my family. And then walking up the hill to the tailgate with Spencer and him saying, "Hell, I'm sore." Instantly, it was one of those moments I knew I would never forget. The moments you spent all summer training for, and the moments that remind you that it's all worth it. Going into senior year, we all knew the season was going to be tough, but we never shied away from the challenges on the field. Everyone was optimistic, and for good reason. We had a good group of kids. As long as we played for the guy next to us, we knew the season was going to be a success. After a rough 2 games, especially given that I got myself on Noel Thomas's highlight tape, and was greeted on Monday with, "Now that's how you take on a lead blocker," from Coach Parr, and that I partially broke my foot in the second game, we didn't really get off to the best start. The key to our season, though, lay in Mrs. Cole's cooking, as we dominated Rye after a delicious senior dinner at their residence. After KO at homecoming, we had Hackley, the undefeated powerhouse of the FAA, number 17 in New York State, who scheduled their homecoming for our game because it was a walkover, absolute walkover. But we had different ideas. We were on a roll and no one, not even the 17th ranked team in New York State, was going to stop us. We played out of our skins that game, took the lead in the beginning and never gave it back. And thank you, Sasha, for somehow catching my awful long snap, which was also another theme of my playing career. But that's what Hopkins football is. People thought the program was down, and we shocked the league through Coach Parr's adage, "Bend, don't break." Though the season didn't end the way we wanted it to, it was still one to remember. First and foremost, thank you to my family, Mom and Dad, who never missed my games, Tom, who introduced me to this great program, and Sandra, who did all she could to make it and got some great pictures. My mother especially, whom I don't thank nearly enough, who helped set this banquet up and was completely dedicated to the season. Thank you so much. Thanks to Annabelle and Bella, 2 awesome managers, and also to Don, Jill, and Tina, who put up with my endless shenanigans and my stubbornness to help me in my outrageously injury-prone feet. Corey, you're the man, and I'm convinced you can catch the ball, any ball within 10 feet of you. Rocco, I appreciate you letting me live out my dream of playing QB on the practice field at least, and filling half my closet with sweet gear. Coach Basaka, your dedication to this team and incredible film comments helped us so much this season, even though your girlfriend got mad at you for not picking up your dog from doggy daycare. We really appreciate it. You're an awesome guy and make us feel weak. Whatever you nonchalantly press out a dummy most of us can't do with our pads on. Coach Ayer, your pregame talks are, as we've heard, legendary. As is your banter with Coach Cole during shoots. Also, thanks for being a team sport during the skit. Big John, he's not here. I always thought of him as the voice of reason. especially when he was surrounded by Ayer and Coach Cole around the shoots. And he was so knowledgeable about the game. Also, thanks for reminding me that I was a fragile 200-pound lineman. And remember not to pick Kevin when you're teaching a drill. After the Hammond Hall game, he told us not to be strangers, and I definitely won't, especially because he still owes us some burgers. Coach Cole, I've known you for 6 years, and you're honestly one of the best people I know. Though some people think you're scary, and you definitely are. You were always there for all of us, through the wins and the losses, always teaching us in practice and helping us become better men. And your stories always left us in fits. I remember one preseason afternoon when Spencer said, "Oh, it hasn't been this hot since Nam." Out of nowhere, Coach Cole, in his trademark stance, comes up to us and says, "Trust me, it was much hotter in Nam." all of us looking back at him confused and a little fearful. And Coach Parr, nothing I could say up here can even begin to describe the impact you've had on me and the program as a whole. Or thank you for all that you've done. You transformed me from a dinky little 7th grader to a better man, all throughout instilling pearls of wisdom I'll keep for the rest of my life. You were an unbelievable coach, but also so much more to all of us. You were our teacher, our mentor that told us not only how to play, but how to live. And for that, I can't thank you enough. And finally, thank you to my teammates. I wouldn't want any other group of guys to hang out with on hot August mornings or cold November afternoons or Saturdays in the pit. You guys are truly my second family, one that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Younger kids, you've heard it before, but please don't take this for granted. Not just the games or the team dinners, but every practice, every minute you get to be with these guys on the field. I'm sure as hell I'm going to miss those times, just bashing skulls and chopping up those pads. But everywhere I go, I'll take a little piece of it with me. Thank you.
Up next, Kadeem Cones.